Good evening, Francis. Welcome to the Bottom.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother Paul. It's always a pleasure being here, talking about training issues in our country and around the world. I want to say welcome to our audience too. I know.
Right.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm great. I'm doing good. So let's take a quick musical intro while we're sharing the show and wait for our audience to follow. So only they will play this beautiful Liberian song that just training all over the place. It's called Eat Your Show by King Daniels. This young man is very talented. While we will share this, we'll play this musical thing. We just ask our audience, those who joining us, please share the show. And while we play the musical intro, it'll be fascinating today. So bear with us. It won't last long. Share the show. DJ Summer.
Ain't get back and say, let me enjoy myself. We not in competition while you getting there. Simple life we living, see and getting there. I'm tired helping people, let me help myself. I now want wake up one money and see myself in great. And people be enjoying all the money that I made. So I don't put myself first. And I know about you, I put myself first. Life is too short, so let me enjoy myself. The place you're looking at, let me come for myself. Where we enjoying, I know you're getting there. Even may you there, and everything is there. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time to go, I tell you in my show and go.
So I'm money that data, I need that and trading. That thing on my mind, I'm killing me. Fresh out the crib, I make all the pay, I ain't rust on the skill of me calling. Get my share, get my gun, get my Scooby. Give me Sabu and I don't Kubi. I'm in lucky and all that doobie or rabbit and you on my mind, that's Kubi. I don't lazy no movement in level. Use everything for instrument. But I know say the level and I'm looking at school and get nothing except for instrument. Now I'm balling don't go there at payment. In my community, I ain't coming. I don't bomb on and from other bomb on and water, I can give me the bomb and experience. So you're sure that it for the whole TV. You show my TV, let's say I win TV. Now where you from and you know TV? Or you sick, you get TV. You didn't show where they do all my people that you didn't show that going wrong. For lying to me and the innocent people that they go ahead and their own phone.
So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time more, I tell one in my show and go.
Yo, allow me to feed it. They show like my show, yeah. So Bobby and Kogi, my blessing, just take it down with the scope. I eat a bowl, my poo, yeah. They get nothing to show. The high team, I saw in a cover, now they can't get on my smoke. I know they tired of me, but the kids have been anything. I'm a movement. Every set I say they was 7. They won't know but it's shaking. Play that around there, that's 11. Low key or big fan. They won't know how to wear. I tell them I wrote every now with a good pen. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. Every lance and bass coming straight from the soul. So let me do my own quick. Let me do my own quick. Yeah. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time more, I tell one in my show and go.
If you hear a show, let me hear a show. I'm on a show, I'm on a show. I wanna get my soul and bury my soul. I mean, know the day I will be a home. Of a true no man is an island, but the islands can look up the water, cause to all the water they add in our land. 10 toes down, 10 fingers. I stand why don't other people trying to squat on business. I am not an opportunist. I am the one that the sentence can tell you that I am to never be fucked with. 11 grade now, baby. True me. 11 5 by the shit to be capped out with Kenneth. So now I just like give it. Give it and take it and take it back. They can give a lot back to the papi. They say you know say I have the shot coming. They say you know I'm saying.
So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time more, I tell one in my show you go.
I was born alone, I will die alone. I know men and I fuck like rats and let me across the truth. Now you want to see my life, cause you're blinding you, let me lace my shoes. Cause if I trip and I fall, let me will get out and whip my butt while you laugh and move, What I go to go do a broke man, what's a teacher put it to a shake a brain, what has God to me, that's my king. So I ain't don't be no blessing. It's a pride that they hit, they can't catch me. I can walk through the battle or shadow or death, I can use my baby and be winning. Just be call like a gang, I just a one time, I hear my ego, my biggie. Give a dish, my nigga, so done. All the men yeah know I'm a tongue, but I don't have to watch men. They look at my success and say to watch me interesting. From the womb of my mom, I was destined. All the wish kind of yeah, they could trust me. Real time I style, I make it show, so every day I'm you happy. You smoke your blessing, papi.
So if you do your show, allow me in my show. If you do your show, allow me in my show. If you do your show, allow me in my show. I want any more, I tell one in my show you go. Super Sam.
Wow, if you can hear somebody's friend, you just say in the background. Welcome to the Bottom discussion. Tonight, my co-host is Francis from Sweden. Francis, lower your device over there, please. How are you, my brother? Welcome to the show. And to our viewers, welcome to another edition of the Bottom discussion. How are you, Francis?
Yeah, Paul, thanks again. I'm doing well, man. And, just cool out here.
Right.
The cold is, is hitting us hard, So a lot of people under the weather today. But we give God the glory, Some places there are extreme heat. There are a lot of things going on around the world. But I mean, we are here in the school, and I'm still thanks again for having the show, and want to welcome our greetings to all our viewers out there.
Yeah, and I want to say good evening to Riverside Pro who following us, and those who can't see on our screen, people viewing from YouTube. We want to say good evening wherever you are in the world. Good afternoon or good morning. This is the Bottom discussion. Francis, there are a lot of things that happen in the world, and it's freezing here too. I don't know why. For some reason, it's just extremely cold. Usually in the UK, we always, in London particularly, we always pray for White Christmas. So I have a feeling that this year we might have White Christmas. We always, white snow. We always escape our snow in this part of the world. It's usually rain, but now the cold, the way is blowing, man. I have a feeling on Christmas Day we might have a White Christmas. So I know you guys always having White Christmas, so it's nothing strange to you.
Oh no, not at all. The weather is here, and I want to say, big thanks to Riverside Pro for his steadfastness. He's an ardent follower of the show, and he's an aficionado. So probably one day we might invite him to come and provide some insight. If you would like it, So I read his comments. He has a lot of he has some good knowledge, well of knowledge about current events around the world, as well as events unfolding in our country, Liberia.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And to our viewers that joining us, we just want to say, can you share the show? Can you share the show? We have a very interesting topic tonight to discuss. Francis, there's a lot of things that are happening, but something caught my attention lately, and I want to bring this to our viewers. You see, the crises that are happening around the world, most time people don't know why it is when these crises start for them to end. It's just difficult. It's easy to start, but the ending part of it is difficult, because at the end when it starts, then you have competing interests that come in. So I just want to share something with our viewers here, that when you say the big, without say the big five in the UN Security Council, what made these people the big five, the big giants around the world? Why is it what made them big giants? So it's something that I want to look at. I came across this post, and I just want to share with our viewers. So I'll play this and then I'll have your input on this.
West Asia have in common the involvement of the United States of America and their military-industrial complex. The Americans are the world's largest exporters of arms. Their weapons do not just sustain conflicts, they also escalate them, and the US profits from it. The American defense industry thrives on global conflicts. It turns chaos into profit. And it has done this again in Ukraine and West Asia. Profits of American defense supplies have soared. We have the latest data from SIPRI, that's the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI. They have analyzed last year's defense deals, and they've confirmed what the world has known all along. Global conflicts boost revenues for the US. Wars help them grow. This is data from 2023. US defense companies dominated the global arms bazaar. They accounted for 50% of all weapons sold worldwide. And what was the value of these contracts? $317 billion. That's the money American companies earned. It's a big number. It's also a warning sign. It points towards a dangerous trend. A new arms race is underway, and America is actively enabling it. Why do you think countries buy weapons? To maintain the balance of power, to deter aggressors, and to preserve stability. But just look around you. Weapons are not ending conflicts or restoring stability. They are, in fact, intensifying wars. Out of the world's top 100 weapon suppliers, 41 companies are based in the US. These companies accounted for half of all weapon sales last year. The world's top 5 defense manufacturers are American. These are the companies: Lockheed Martin, RTX, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and General Dynamics. Together, these 5 companies, these 5 American companies, accounted for 31% of all sales last year across the world. Only 5 American companies. What do these numbers tell you? 2 things. Number 1, just 5 US companies shape global conflicts. And number 2, these companies empower America. They amplify Washington's influence over global wars. And US presidents and governments actively support them. Look at Joe Biden's tenure. Under him, America offered defense deals worth more than $100 billion to its partners. This is facilitated by the government. These deals and contracts helped 4 companies: Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, and General Dynamics. 58% of the weapons US sold were procured or produced by these 4 companies. 58% of US weapons sold to the world were produced by these 4 companies. So a small group of weapon suppliers holds enormous power. They shape the global arms trade. They also influence the outcome of wars. And the US, about restoring peace at every opportunity forum, actively backs these companies to enable war. This is their business model. More wars, more weapon sales. Last year, global defense sales crossed $600 billion. That's 5% up from 2022. Military budgets are increasing across the board. Last year, they surpassed $2.4 trillion globally. This marks the largest annual increase in more than 1 decade. And once again, the winners were American companies. They're widening their net, finding new customers. Take India, for example, the world's biggest defense importer. For decades, India's top supplier has been Russia. But now Russia is caught in a war. Supplies have taken a hit. So India is set to be turning to American firms. Multiple agreements have been cleared recently. This includes a major drone deal. India is buying 31 long-range American drones. This deal is worth $3 billion. Another one is in the pipeline. This one is to manufacture jet engines. But this project has faced major setbacks. American giant General Electric, or GE, is involved in this one. GE signed up to supply jet engines to India. These engines were supposed to power India's new light combat aircraft, but the deliveries were delayed. They pushed back to 2025. In the month of October, India was mulling penalties on GE for these delays. And there's a lesson here for countries like India. Relying on a single partner, especially a partner like the US, is risky. Washington has a finger in every pie, and despite its moral grandstanding, its goal is pretty clear. America is looking for business. And that is why it enters wars where it has no business being involved and turns global conflicts into engines of profit.
You muted, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Francis. I say you listen to that. When conflict starts somewhere, it's easy to start. But then when it's it start to end. It just don't end easily because what happened, the big names, this is where they make their profit. So I thought to just share this with our audience. This is how the world is structured. People sell stuff that so they keep they will create fashions, and then those fashion will go to them to buy. So it never stopped until the fellow would have, and then they moved to another terrain. So this is how it is. What you make of this little video that you just saw?
Yeah, man. First of before I delve into that video that was played, I just want to respond to one of our followers, Jadela Brand. She asked you that, man. She posted a question there that if you trusted your soul, CIPRI is a Swedish-based security, a think tank, security institute. It was established in 1966. It's widely known. It's a research. It's highly known. I've done extensive work outside of Sweden and inside Sweden as well. So there is a reputable institution. Yeah. Look, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about how America she goes around the world and meddling into conflicts that she has no interest in. She has no role to play. She's involved in conflicts as well, to destabilize other countries, create warring factions, create groups, military groups, militant groups in the countries and supply them with arms. I mean, the list is so wide. I mean, so I see that, there was a very good report. The arm industry is a multi-billion trillion dollar industry. America thrives on that. It's unfortunate that one of competitors in Europe, Russia, which is has its own hands ties right now because of the war with Ukraine, but in the Far East, China is there, creeping closely. I think China, after the U.S., Russia, China is the third superpower. I saw the fleet of armor and armory that China has produced. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I mean, we know. I mean, America. She does that to create jobs, create money for our defense industries across America.
Yeah, and that's why we see there's conflict all over the place. If you look at Africa, you look at Europe, Asia, it's just something that is never stop ending. And they feed into this, and then no, at the end when people spark something, then they come in and sell their arms, and this is how they make their money. It's a big business. So I was wondering, maybe some of our countries in Africa, whether they would try one day to do similar thing too, then to be part of the big players. It seems that no country on the continent capable of doing it, because if you look at Asia, Asia is striving towards the same thing the West are doing, but I don't see any country in Africa. I know South Africa at some point during the apartheid, they were heading some until that system got collapsed. But no one seemed to take that role in Africa. What's going on? And we're always backing.
No, but the thing is that one of the hinges or strategies of an American foreign policy is that, especially when it comes to the sub-Saharan Africa, they make sure that they strangulate any government across Africa under the conditions, on the mirage, the canopy of democracy, human rights abuses. They claim that people try to develop the weapons, they will suppress their people. So there's under that disguise they come in, and then the people get agitated. They go against the government. Especially when it comes to building a military. So it makes it easy for the sponsorship of insurgents, the kind of groups to spring up in African countries, because we do not have the capacity. We don't get involved in building our own military armory, our hardware, or whatever they call it. So America, that's not me and say, look, democracy, human rights, just suppressing people, and then they lay the conditions on aid to the country. So Africa, Nigeria has the capabilities. We have the numbers, and Nigeria have the money, but they can't do it. Egypt, who was one of the sport powers in Africa, she trade heavily with America on arms. America negotiated them. With armed deeds, and then one of the conditions not to attack Israel, So America and
I think you're right, because it was Gaddafi who was trying to pursue something, and they got rid of him. So the rest of the, if you look at Asia, man, all of these countries, they're all heading that way, because according to this secret report, that if you have the big gun, then you deter other people from melting in your business. But so as we don't have anything, they will always say, they will lay out the condition. If you can't abide by the condition, the next thing they put sanction. If you can't stay under sanction and do the same thing, what else they come invade you and say, well, one regime changed. So this is how it's been. And now we look at the Middle East today, like Syria. This country they have switched from Lebanon now in Syria. The country is heavily divided, and this is why it is, man. So, but anyway, let's try.
Before we leave Syria, look, the interesting thing is that, look, when Assad, the dictator, was there, Israel couldn't muster the courage to go and bomb, because Assad had a whole deposit of the weapons, and stuff air missiles and there. So as soon as he left America, through the influence of instigation of America and the other Western allies, Israel immediately went in there and started to destroy the people, the arsenal.
Yeah. And they say that they're doing it because they don't want to enter in to the other guys on the other side, Lebanon. So let's destroy them quick before. And we know that is wrong. So, but the thing is, it's about profitability. So we know that there's an oil also involved over there. They're going to divide the land. They will get those guys at the beginning, all load nice and smooth, but there are three competing factions over there. They're going to pump them to start doing something, and then they sell their arms. this is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, Francis, so before we move on to our nice segment, which is what we're here for today, is regards to our Mama Liberia. So we want to take this show after a break, and then we'll get into our newspaper discussion.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Well, Francis, we're back to the newspaper review. Mama Liberia is is making headway around the world. For some silly reason, Liberia can just leave the news. It's fascinating to know my beloved country is the country that always set record, unnecessary record. That country always said with 2 speakers in the world. Only Liberia you have those sort of things happening. Liberia is the only country on the continent that had the first female president. Liberia is the only country that had the first footballer that became what? The Ballon d'Or winner. Liberia always said good record, bad record, whatever record. We have gone into Guinness Book of Record that Charlie King won election in Liberia with the population less, but the vote were more than the population. What a beautiful country to come from. No matter what we see, we have to love our country, Liberia. Liberia is a country that set the precedent of everything, good and bad. My brother, where your take on Liberia before we dive into this? Today, Liberia best father, I would say they say the biological father finally has spoken into our class. What do you make of this one here, Francis?
Look, it's good for the United States to come into, caution and provide its own, input, as it relates to the impasse, on Capitol Hill. But for me, I think it's quite disturbing for me that America will always get involved in our political, imbroglio. I mean, the political, what do you call it, situation that's going on, the impasse. We are Liberia, independent country, although America, we made ourselves to rely heavily on America. We are endowed with with natural resources. I don't know why we still depend on American aid and aid from the West. But again, we brought it upon ourselves. We just can't. These things are common things that happen. It happening around the world. I mean, you look at some countries in Asia. I mean, in Southeast Asia, the parliaments. I mean, they become rowdy. They have these things going for a couple of months. But it's a test of our democracy, and I think America, they should just take a step back and look at it.
Francis, you said something earlier that if you're a banker and you depend on these people, they will always tell you what to do. So just telling the guys, say, y'all respect the rule of law, get back to the house, debate the issue, and you'll come up with a solution. So Papa has spoken. Will these guys do what Papa have said to them, or they'll do their own thing? Because when Papa says something, that means if you don't do it, Papa don't give you money. This is the Liberia that we all claim is a sovereign nation, but to me, Liberia is not. Liberia is just a country of banana republic that beg everyone for help. This is the situation. Why would somebody tell you something to do, then you say, okay, Papa has spoken, and you don't accept what Papa said, he put sanction on you, you can't travel to his country. Then Papa get the other Western country to sanction you. This is why, if you're not independent enough, this is where you get.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. You're right. No, I couldn't disagree with you on, on any of the points you raised. We rely heavily on America, and most Liberians think America is heaven on earth. That's the only place they want to go. So, and our leaders tend to rely on America's benevolence, the goodwill to survive. half our budget is supported, by donors.
Wow.
So, yeah, but I think my personal honest or thoughty opinion, I don't think this statement will make us or break the Senate. I mean, the House of Representatives. Uh, at this point where these guys are, no side want to bubble down. Nobody want to be seen as a loser. And these guys got their money. They can live in Liberia. They don't have to go to America. You can sanction them. They can live in Liberia. They go to other countries.
Yeah.
Because they've been in America since he's been sanctioned for so many years, but soon he enjoys his life. He goes around the world.
Yeah. And one thing the article said, they said they quoted the ambassador that violence cannot solve problem because what had happened in the house, it became very violent. And this can lead to serious destruction, as we were talking earlier about when two people do something silly, you find out the country suffer, who come? Uncle Sam, who tell you, say, follow the rule of law, he will bring his arms and send it to you and say, you kill each other. When we finish making our money, then we come say, okay, it's time for you to stop. So
Exactly.
this saying violence is not a solution to the problem. So these guys should go back and debate the issue and follow the rules of law. In Liberia, do we follow rules of law? So if you can't, you reference it to say what are the guys, the place they are now, I don't see them doing anything because they all going to stick to their guns. So it's something that we all need to watch and be careful. So maybe Uncle Sam will call them and say, look, hey, talk to them one by one. Maybe they'll somebody will concede and then the country move on. But the level of which now we get some representative have been taken to hospital based on violence, without other representative come up with his own, we don't know. Revenge, this is where we are and this is wrong.
No, but actually, I mean, the statement was in place. There's absolutely no room for violence. There's absolutely no room for any act of any, I mean, anti-democratic practices that has has been going on for the past 3 months. These guys have behaved, undemocratically, and then the rhetorics from both sides. I mean, they need to tone down. The interesting thing here is that Paul, look, Speaker Kofa, or I would like to term it as the embattled, Speaker Kofa, he's very calm but resolute. I mean, I've never heard him making any kind of statement that is highly charged, that hinge on perpetrating violence or encouraging violence. But those are supporting him. You read some of the things they say are the right, So I think it does give rise to what to the Americans to make the American government come into this and try to caution people. Look, both sides. I mean, the things they say, the things the supporters say. Like like the guy from Newtown, Jason Siebel, one of the interview he had where he insulted this journalist and sent his security to beat this guy. He said, "I'm from Newtown. I'm gonna come back. Come tomorrow. This place it's gonna be I don't want to use the word. But, I mean, it's gonna be ungovernable. This is gonna be not a place conducive for people to the environment will be held in charge. And so you have to tune down the rhetoric. These guys not gonna go sit on a Kofa group of people where they might not likely, you know, want to sit with you guys too. So yeah, we
So,
hope
so,
that
so, what you make of the executive taking all immunity from Kofa now? Where does he stand on this thing? Will he get quietly resign or will he stay for it? This is what's going on.
well, Kofa has made himself, a true. I mean, though he been having some scandal, was his head what a couple of years, he has some, some shortfalls. But Kofa has his own money, and what the executive did is tacit what do you call it, approval of the majority black leadership, especially when it comes to the speakership. It is implicit that the taking sides with the majority black, and I think it's wrong. For the government itself, the executive, despite what we say, the three branches of government, independent, but they are not mutually exclusive of each other. So the executive should be one of those parties that organs of the government or the arm of the government that should go in to mediate and make sure that even in the event when you want to take all these benefits and whatever or security details and immunities from what you call Speaker Cooper, it should be done in a more respectful manner. I mean, where you have a dialogue, conversation with the man, and tell him, no, I mean, this is what, and then we can have a amicable resolution to this. But you just can't, call the guy and send a letter or maybe some text messages or, in the middle of the night and say, your details, security to be withdrawn and all those amenities, taken away from you. I think it's unfair. The government need to do better.
Wow. You see, for instance, there's something I'm looking at the American here. They have a way of publishing bad things of people country and get the citizen not to travel. What has happened in the house? If you go on these people website, they'll be advising their citizen not to travel to Liberia.
Yeah, they have to try a travel advisory.
Because if legislatures can be doing such thing, be creating violence, then what do you think about the common people on the street? The leaders are said doing it. Then what you expect for the layman will think it's okay. And
it's sitting on a time bomb. So the travel advisory will not be so favorable to Liberia, not be so nice. So yeah.
And then, so how do we attract foreign investors? This is another thing. If people doing such thing, people don't want to go spend their money over there. So it's just, I don't know, the leaders we have, they're not thinking about this, or they're only thinking about themselves. They're not putting the country first, because when you put the country first, you wouldn't have this sort of thing happening. I tell you, it was in October, Ghana. They have over 200 blacks American that they were given citizenship or Ghanaian citizenship. They were happy to be in Ghana. And these are our brothers that should be coming from the U.S. to Liberia. And we there doing I don't know, I don't want to use some sort of word here. We're doing something that is so totally crazy, man. And we understand the whole thing. How our leaders think, I just don't get it.
No, I just want to comment a little bit when you talk about when you mention about Black Americans going to Ghana and they were made Ghanaian citizen honorary citizenship uh, were bestowed upon them. Look, there's a lost opportunity for Liberia. We lost that opportunity since 1990. It was in the war in 1989 when the war started. It's a lost opportunity. We're not going to get it anytime soon. The government have tried to a group of Liberians, along with the government, had the diaspora return 2024, or it's a laudable initiative, but the environment is enabling. It's not, I mean, it's unfavorable. I mean, it's the president and executive cannot be initiating such a beautiful idea, and then still on the flip side, patronizing the unjust and undemocratic removal of the speaker. So I think that's a travesty. So I don't think the government. This is not going to work. Direct, foreign investment not going to come to the country anytime soon. It's unfortunate. So I would hope that the government they can find avenues, to settle this whole impasse so that people can lives can be improved. Which this shouldn't be business as usual. This government came on the mantra of change. I mean, it's not the hope for change that it's a little bit strange, but there's a change based on love for Liberia, build Liberia, love Liberia. Everything was about love and love for Liberia, think Liberia. So yeah.
But and Francis, you're right. They came on the material of change, but there's if you look at this thing here, U.S. weigh in and it call both sides to respect the rule of law. Rule of law is the key one here. If you does not respect the rule of law, and you want to attract foreign investor, how it's not gonna happen. That's the key. So you show the border well, you're not ready for anything yet. So we'll always be hanging there until we get this thing spot on the rule of law, which is I don't know why it's so difficult in Liberia to get this right. I just don't know. But since the war, we can't get this right.
No. Look, this is not going to. The situation not going to change. Not in our lifetime. It's simply because the kind of people that we like to government, to these kind of offices. I mean, I'm not saying in a demeaning manner or negative, derogatory manner, but people who have no morals, they are all, self-centered, money-driven people just want to it's just what they're all just for themselves, So yeah, so the House of Representatives should be people, there's no defined what you call it, a qualification for the House of Representatives. They get age limits. Yes, nothing more than that. So anytime Dick and Harry can go to the House, where you can convince your people, and go there and give them rights and and you get elected. There's no clear vision for the country.
Yeah, but Francis, don't you think the upper house, Now, usually, what I'm saying the upper house in the UK here, we have the House of Parliament, and then we have the House of Lords. And in the upper house, you only found people with lifetime experience that go. You think it's a time that Liberians should look at change to change that constitution, that to give the upper house people who that they elect to the upper house, it should be people that come in with vast experience. Because look, if one side is so bad off, the other side should be good. If the upper house seeing what is happening to the lower house and they agree with what is happening, this just show that all of them they does not mean well for Liberia, because the upper house should be what they call they say the elder of the nation, that have recently, that when a smaller boy or smaller girl is doing something, they come and say, no, you stop this is how it's supposed to work. But the upper house is no different from the lower house. So Liberia is just a complete limbo.
Yeah, I mean, they got some good people. They got some good people, among the bad apples there. And, so when you find yourself in such a toxic environment, where your voice, become, strangulated, or is over, rating by greed, by your colleagues who just go in there to make money. So it become a very Herculean task for you to right most of the wrongs. There are fine men, gentlemen, and ladies in the in the Liberian legislature there. But I mean, unfortunately, they are just they are being dwarfed by people who majority of people who just do not have substance.
Okay, that's right. People who does not have sense. And to our viewers, we want to say, or want your take on this too. Why is it that the rule of law is not respected in Liberia, and Uncle Sam now calling for both sides in the house to come to a debate and respect the rule of law? What your take? Give all your view. We'd love to see your comment from you as well. Something is not.
Can you pin a number, because I see River says Pro he wants to
Oh,
call in and make some, if you can we have a number.
okay. I'll do that in a minute. Bellman Rivers, this is quite interesting topic. So let's hear from our viewers. Let me pin the number up here. Yeah, so if you want to call, you can call in. Rivers said that's this number, because this is we want to hear our viewer. Why is it our people not doing something right? And others country we for big brother to keep. Wow, that's the WhatsApp number. Call if you can. We shall pick up your call. Yeah, so Francis, this is a situation. I mean, it does not make sense that Liberia is too old for this. Whereby our brothers and sisters from America should be going to Riverside and settling there, and they're going to Ghana today, pumping money into Ghana. And this should have been Liberia. It's a shameful business, man. It is shameful. Yeah.
I mean, River says Pro, the number you called is not working. I think it's Linford's. That was Linford's number.
Yeah, so try this one. Try the
Call this
UK
one.
number. It's
This is a
plus
UK
44
number.
and the rest.
The thing is that, look, we have all these Crusoeville, we have Indiana, we have Rossville, Harrisville. I mean, these are areas where the settlers came, or the state. So I mean, we have enough latitude. We have enough, what you call it, birthright, so to speak. although slaves were taken from Ghana as well. You go to the, I think the Gold Coast or where you go, where you have that the castle where the slaves, you could still smell, the human scent, kind of things like. The aroma, the scent is so, it's so strong there. It's still there. It is still there. So Ghana has this clean, but we, as a Liberian connection, American slaves came from, free slaves came to Liberia at the time. So there should be just a deeper connection.
Yeah. That's true. Deeper connection, but we're not making use of it, because if you look at what happened recent time, Liberians were going to Barbados to find their brothers and sisters, their root, and they have open. So if Barbados is open up to Liberia, that you can go there, even they welcome you. This is what Ghana doing, and we supposed to be doing it, and we in Liberia. Jeff Amaro said because we want to build mansions and let the other people suffer. This is what the guys up to. It's all about themselves, and this is wrong. This is completely wrong. Remember, said the number on the screen. If you want to call, you can call. That's our UK WhatsApp number. If you call that number, we'll pick up your call and you can have your input. As we're going to move on, something happened too. And this is Christmas time in Liberia, friends. Most time everybody look forward to Christmas. But what we're going to talk about this. This is about the Liberia Telecommunication, LTA. During the George Weah administration, before Weah came to office, they used to have this $1 3 days call. And the government decided to scrap that $1 3 days call that brought a lot of noise in the country, because when they did that, the two telephone giants decided to say, okay, now people only have 45 minutes to make a call if you call dollar, and that 45 minutes, if you call somebody, it does not even last for 5 minutes, it's finished. And then you have to go back again to buy another thing. So it has been ongoing problem with so people have now switched to buying data to make WhatsApp and Messenger call. But now the government decided again, you see, to cut. So people now complaining again. They were using the internet to make their call. Now they come back to cut their data. What's going on in Liberia, my brother, from one thing to another thing? So
look, it's what the Englishmen call anomaly. That's what's going on. Look, these things are things that got these guys, my own friends and brothers from Unity Party, they were in the opposition. I think they complained about. I mean, these things were very unknown. I mean, it was unknown.
Friends said, hold on, we have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and what are you calling from?
This is AB Reverses Pro, as I'm known on Facebook. Thank you for having me. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Thank you for the show, man. But as far as before I come to to answer the question you asked about why we Liberians don't really obey the rule of law, and I don't know if it's just inherited. It is something inherently built in us, because even the people that from the United States, that's the part that hurt me sometimes. There would be people like you and myself, not just the United States, but from the Western world, that got Western education, Western ideology. But I noticed when we go back home, for some reason, like I don't know if it has to do with the society, the environment, Like you will see, for example, a police director. I mean, look at this guy, 105 or whoever he was. I mean, the guy. I mean, from what I heard, he was in the police in the United States. You would expect people to go back home and kind of like emulate a lot of these things that it took for you to be an example. But then they go completely contrary to what they learned. So, for me, I think it's more of a societal thing where, when we try to uphold the law, maybe people see you differently, so you just try to blend in. That's just my own understanding. I don't know if it makes sense, but as far as the security detail, because I was looking up some stuff before I could call. I know there is no specific security protection for Speaker of the House. I know you guys are in Europe. As far as the United States, there are no the security protection is for the first family, the former president, VP, and thing. I don't think it extends to like the Speaker of the House. However, recently with the Nancy Pelosi thing, I think you got heard when Trump people ransacked the Capitol Hill. That was a special case. So what now? The Democrat passed a special. I think it was not a law, some special amendment that she should be awarded security protection because she was at risk concerning those things that people war, threatening her and things. So I think if you look at Kofa right now, he is an embattled speaker. So I think with the government hurriedly taking away security details, I think that's wrong. Right now, you leave the man vulnerable because there are people out there. You go on Facebook now, we can see it. Or when you get out, we get you out. And when you security from the guy in this volatile situation right now, you are making a man government boom, where he's at risk, where anybody can attack him, at will. Because maybe apparently he doesn't have in America, people got a private security that they rely on besides the Secret Service. I don't think he has that. So that's a risky move by Joseph Boakai government to hurriedly take security detail for that Kofa. That's wrong. You can't do that because right now there's a crisis going on. If it was under normal circumstances, I would understand. Say, let the man go and find it. But right now we got crisis going on, and then you take away security from the man. That's risky. That's just my contribution I have to make to the show, guys.
Okay, thank you. And Francis, do you have a question for Riverside Pro? We can't hear you, Francis. Muted.
I know, AB Riverside Pro. His input, his insight was very substantive. He laid very good premise, good grounds for. I would support his argument that the speaker, the battle speaker, is vulnerable. There are a lot of threats out there. Why would the government want to, take his security details from him? But according to law, in Liberia, matter of fact, the speaker is entitled to security details. It's by law. There has been, from Richie Henry's days. I remember a kid, Richie Henry had SS with him, he had police. And so, so I think it's by law, by virtue of the fact you're the third man in command waiting. You could be president at any time too when some unforeseen circumstances happen to the president and the vice president. You could, automatically become president of the country.
So when you were former, brother Francis, when you were former, like if you were former, are you still awarded those security details? Say you were former speaker.
No. It's just like you've been sacked from your job. They take all your immunities from you, all your the work phone, your laptop, so so I think, but I don't think the man. Is he former? That's the problem. That's the question we need to ask.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Too.
So Riverside Pro.
Yeah.
They took his details from. Immunity from him, right? So The Americans now are calling both sides to go back in-house and debate the issue and resolve this in a responsible way. But now, and they talk about the disrespect of the rule of law. If now they're taking everything from him, what ground this guy got for he to go and sit and debate the issue? So he already been removed by force. He been overthrown. What say you?
Yeah, I think, it is, the last.
Oh, you muted. Somebody might be. So, okay. Riverside Pro, we lost you there. Oh. So, Francis?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we lost Riverside Pro on this. And I think
He will call back.
Yeah. So, that's okay. I think
He might
he's
call.
calling back. Hold on. Hello, callers?
Hello?
Yeah, we lost you there.
Yeah, sorry. I think my ear gonna touch the mute button. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, so it is so embarrassing that the American had to intervene. The last time we're looking at the age, I know guys' age might not matter right now, but remember we elected Joseph Boyka on the premise that age comes with his wisdom. And when you look at the difference between his age and the US ambassador, which is like 50 something years old, Joseph Boyka is over 80, I think. I mean, depending on what your calculation is. And I look at the age gap. So when you can have an American ambassador that you are almost 30 years older than come and kind of school you on your own constitution and come and tutor you and come and be like the negotiator, so to speak. That's an embarrassment. A country that prides itself as the oldest republic in Africa. You can't get your act together if you're going to have the Americans to tell you to sort your things out. That's a serious embarrassment. That sends a signal to the State Department that, these people ain't ready yet. Because, look, don't get me wrong. These things happen in the United States. With what's the name, what's the law, Kevin McCarthy, and all these things happen here too. It's not just an isolated incident. But these people, they resolve their issue. That ability, that conflict resolution. And you got people over there. And how long this thing been dragging on? It's been dragging on forever. And it's going to a point now that the Americans, they are noticing crisis. Because there are two different sides of the coin. You got the pro and the anti-COFA. So with they taking security details from them. That's easy. The Americans have sensed that vulnerability. Unconfirmed reports saying that there was few people have been denied visa. I don't know how true that was. Few people being denied visa. People that are associated with the majority black. Like I say, it's unconfirmed. I don't know. But if it is true, then we got a bigger problem, because then the American gonna say, okay, since you guys can't handle this thing by yourself, what happened? We will step in. We will step in to establish some rule of law. Then maybe they start scaring people. You guys know how Americans do their tactics. They try to scare us with sanction, with or how they call it, a visa restriction, all those things. The next thing people succumb. So maybe they notice that. That's one of the ways they can get things going. But, as far as American coming in, for me personally, I think that's an embarrassment, though. I don't know how you guys see it.
Total embarrassment from my point, because we claim to be an independent nation and we should not be taking cue from nobody. You should do things right. If we keep saying, Liberians keep saying that respect the rule of law, your fellow Liberian respect, you does not respect your own rules. Somebody have to come from someone and say, go and debate the issue and respect the rule of law. That is a shame on Liberia. That's how I see it. I'm being honest. It's just unfair. It's like Ghana president telling Liberia, look, go and sort yourself out because you're doing something wrong. But we're supposed to be advising them. But then it's just I don't know, it's just a shame that
and then before I leave, guys, this I don't know if you guys noticed the pattern. It happened with the Kabina Jana thing where ECOWAS, we had to go to ECOWAS court. So I don't know why you guys what's going on with us? Why is it that back then, back in the 70s, from what I heard from my dad, he was one of those big pro truck maker. I mean, when you look at the OAU, the African, Organization African Unity, when you look at SWAPO, Southwest African people, when you look at WADA, those were organizations, the predecessors, Tubman kept, Liberia was a place where you see Sekou Touré, the late Shaka Steven, the Manu River Union. We were the one that people came to. We were, but why is it down that, we were like the one that settled conflict. People wanted us to be, part of global trend, global happening. But it seems like we are more at the receiving end now, where we are being, I don't know, guys.
Yeah. It's just hard to say, River. First, anything before we let him go?
No, man. No, I mean, as I said earlier, I mean, I might take away from what he said. I mean, what he contributed to the show is that the removal of security details. I mean, from I don't know if it happened. It was alleged, or it was rumored, or it is pending. As of today, I've not heard anything, about that.
No, because ESL wrote on his Facebook page that they gave him data. So he said even they remove everything, he still remain the speaker. So that means
it leaves Mr. Kufa, Speaker Kufa, vulnerable, and it's a disgrace. I mean, it's a total embarrassment for United States of America embassy, accredited to Moreover to be issuing statements on our governance, how we govern ourselves. We have always claimed, especially the UP government claimed to have, the knowledge, the expertise, the know-how, and then we find ourselves in this kind of situation of crossroads. So, his input, his contribution was very insightful, and I hope that we'll have him, weigh in most of the time. So from time to time, we'll be there.
Yeah, so Rebel said, Pro, thanks for being here. We value your contribution. You always free to call in and chime in the discussion. We'll find time to bring you on the program one of these days. Thank you for the evening. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. Thank you very much for having me. I'm still following.
Okay, thank you. I mean, Francis, you strike a valid point over there. With Liberia school America, when it misbehaving in their own parliament to tell them what to do?
I mean, so it's so funny. We can, it's so, I think, I stated it from the beginning of this show that I think it's good that American government can have its own opinion, but it shouldn't be portrayed as what you call it, or warning, or what you call for our people to check themselves. And I think Liberians, our legislators should be decisive enough to see that this thing is spiraling out of control, and have a amicable resolution to this immediately.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. And something, this young man called Henry Costa, although I don't agree with but he said something profoundly the other day. He said it's like we elect the people platoon to lead the country, but the good people say that, sir. Because when people are not doing the right thing, you label them any way you want to label them. Why are they going to call? And they gave themselves a name. They should be called honorable. you're not doing something good, then they call honorable friends, say honorable Cholope. And why will you carry a title? It doesn't represent you at all. This is the way you're missing. Like everybody said, look, we tired with it. Yeah, you to the people platoon of this nation, yeah, they run it. And that's what they're doing in the house. They just show. So the American coming out to tell them what to do, I think it's just embarrassment to us all Liberia from the behavior of those people in the house.
I think, Paul, we need to take a step back a little bit and see the process of how people get to these positions, especially these public elected positions. It's not about your ability to change their lives. It's about those who have the biggest mouth and the biggest pocket, deepest pocket. People borrow money to raise campaign. So you see that immediately when these guys get elected, so when they go in and take their salary in advance, people don't have any money. And most of them, I know a few guys, they can talk what you want to say about Musa Bede. Musa Bede has his own money. With the likes of the battle speaker Kun, his name, Kufa had his own money when he came there. But I'm talking about money. I'm talking about who came and had that 5,000-6,000 in an account, 5,000 now. It's no money. People go to the House of Representatives in these countries. I mean, they are not millionaires, but they are well off. They can live the life outside that outside. Being a representative. So if we take a step back and see how we go about inviting these people, to these positions, it's not that they are poor plan too, but so you can speak Liberian parlance, but it's just that the manner in which we go about giving them these opportunities to govern and lead, and shape the direction of our country.
Hold on. We'll have another caller on the phone here. Friends say, caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Thomas, though I'm calling from Belgium.
Okay. Welcome, Thomas. Let's hear your input.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, I want to appreciate the time that you guys take every week to come on the show to educate our people. I always found the show, very interesting because you guys are the only type of show that discuss first the international news before going back to our country. So I want to really applaud the guys for the hard work. But here is my take when it comes to the issue in Liberia. It is unfortunate that only Liberian, the American will address, or can you guys hear me?
We are loud and clear.
Okay. It is unfortunate that only the country called Liberia that America will actually address when it comes to the rule of law. You understand? Mm-hmm. When we try to define the rule of law, which I'm not going to do it right now because I think that everybody knows the rule of law. But let's go back to America. America, who supported or former terrorist leader from Al Qaeda, which went from ISIS, who beheaded a lot of people in Iraq. Later on, rebrand him to HTS to overthrow a legitimate government in Syria. A country like that, called America, will come to lecture Liberia about a rule of law. Now, first thing first, we forgot the Supreme Court. This issue was also brought by the Supreme Court. You understand? Mm-hmm. We downplay it because we think that our own brothers trying to solve the problems together among ourselves is not sufficient. But people like, country like America should step in. I just want people to understand that we don't obey the law because we are not Liberians. everybody that work in Liberia in the government, they are not a Liberian, because these people only obey by America, a country that only support the things that coming from America. They are not a Liberian. That's why you will see that Liberian will advocate to go to work to the government. They will talk about the politics to just to get in government positions, but to go to live among Liberians, it's hard for them to do that, because they will call the country to be a shithole. They will not go there to live among our people, but only to go and work as a government ministers. I think it's an age-old problems, and this problem will continue to dwell among us if we don't change the pattern of behavior. I mean, country like America shouldn't be lecturing us about democracy, or shouldn't be lecturing us about rule of law, because America's hands is not clean when it comes to rule of law. America's hands is not clean when it comes to bad democracy. So I think when we start listening to America, I think we will have a better chance of solving our problem among ourselves than listening to people from the U.S. embassy. I think that's what I have to say, because it's so unfortunate that it pains me that I'm not happy what is going on in Liberia. I'm just disappointed that America has to intervene. Like, Liberia is still under control. We all know that Liberia is still under control when it comes to the U.S. All right. But our internal problems, that they have to step on it, to come on, to tell us what is rule of law or what is democracy. Please, man, let us check. Let us go back in history and check if America has been obeying or abiding by the rule of law or abiding by the democracy. This is what I have to say. It's so unfortunate that people will stay listening to this country they call America. Thank you so much for bringing me on, brother.
All right. Thank you for your input. Always follow us. It's good to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Friends say you heard it. You heard the color. This is what Liberians are thinking is happening, that we're taking cue from our big brother. They call the godfather of Liberia. So many Liberians not happy of what is going on. We know lately what has happened in the Middle East, America back Israel, that doing it. I don't want to call the name on Facebook here, but we're all seeing it. The back there in their eyes is right, but then on the other side in Europe, the other people doing it in their eyes is very wrong. So these are the people that are lecturing our government of rule of law. So this is what the caller is saying here.
Yeah, that's the moral issue. We talk about that I talked about earlier on. Well, this is a democratic space. People have the right to their opinion, to opine things differently, see it from different perspectives.
Yeah.
So America, is not a perfect country. It has its own shortcomings. But no.
So
America done a lot for Liberia.
Yeah. Francis, before we close on this rule of law issue, my question to you, because you said something that caught my attention, that we should look at where these people come from. Some of them, they borrow money, they campaign to get in a house. Fair enough. But my question, because we don't understand the word democracy, if you have the big money in your pocket, you can persuade people to vote for you. Is Liberia ready for democracy? Do we understand democracy in the first place?
Yes, we do. Because democracy is basically by the people, decisions made generally by the people in a larger extent, and the ability to win people on your side. although there are some rules laid out, say rule of thumb, so to say, people cannot be enticed by financial means of to get votes.
Yeah.
People should be able to preach on policy or provide a list of path of issues that you will be able to tackle that no matter win through on your or to your side. But
Yeah.
our people level of thinking, the way we think, I would kind of say that we are not trending as a democratic country because our people are we have a literacy rate of probably 90%. Uh, this country that I'm in, Sweden, we have a literacy rate of 98, or probably or 98 or 98% or 99% literacy rate. And you cannot go to somebody and tell them, say, or if I okay, a bag of potatoes to them, because they eat potatoes a lot. Can't tell you, vote for me for a bag of potatoes or a bag of spaghetti or a big bag of pasta. They're like, get the hell out of here. Why will you? Why you provide? Why can you change? How can you change our lives? How can you, change our children's life? How our children's future will be all about? What benefits? But in Liberia, the people don't think about the children. Don't think about children's future. Think about what can I eat now? Most of the people in Liberia, so yeah, I would say we are part of democratic country, if we want to, for us to,
The reason why I asked that question, because it seems to us that this age-old problem that since we started experiencing from early time, the democracy that we talk about now, we always elect people that, and then later on we regret, say, oh, these people, they're not in the interest of the people. So if we understand what democracy is, because nobody will come to me and say, look, let me buy you back or rest for you to vote for me if it does not lay out your policy, how it will benefit me when you go to the upper house or the lower house. It's not there. So we know in Liberia, people truck people from district to district because trucking somebody to go make decisions somewhere else, you live in Monserrato, you go to Grand Bassa County to go vote for somebody that would take decision that would not benefit you. So in my mind, we don't understand what democracy is about, and do we understand the thing that come with it? Because before you cast that your one vote, that your one vote will make somebody something, and that person should be the one that will go in there to advocate for you to have a better life. But in Liberia, we don't look at it that way. As long as I borrow money, buy a bag of red, give you $20, you put me in, I ride on your back, get rich overnight, because our owner, wealthy people in Liberia, they only go into government before they get rich. Majority, not all of them, but majority of the rich people in Liberia, they have to pass through that governmental system to get rich. That's why I asked Naka, do we really understand democracy?
The tenets of democracy is not a straight jacket thing, so to speak. We just know we know that the freedom of speech, the ability, to associate and so forth. But the reason why I say we are half democratic because the people who receive the message, the democratic message, cannot cannot think for themselves in a sound mind. They put the man is kind of hungry, and This he does not have enough. It is. I mean, there's a whole lot of factors, that tend to, to influence these guys. I mean, that is easily it's easily and easily solved or easily attainable in the West. So partially, I would say that we practice the tenets of democracy, but no, I mean, it's just unfortunate that the electorate just cannot make the right decisions, bro. And in fact, our politicians lie. There's so much lie, so much disinformation, so much misinformation. Like, I listen to radio a lot, especially Liberian talk shows. Uh, there's a campaign right now by the guys, especially from the CDC government. They're on the radio 24/7 now. Condemning things that they did. I mean, I don't think it's wrong for them to condemn. But the hypocrisy is that when they were in leadership, these things were all correct. They didn't say anything against it. So that's how that's how our governance system is all about. It's all about lies, about misinformation. It's about getting rich on the expense of our people through disinformation and lies. The culture of impunity. That's that. Look, we will go on and on. Look, except we have a strong leader, who would not basically rely on too much of his cronies, too much of those who are surrounding him, who just want to feed information on him to protect themselves. So when he turns his back, they go and make deeds for themselves to make themselves rich. I think we need a younger, middle-aged, well-grounded, well-sound, educated person, a visionary to lead Liberia. I think the range, I would suggest, I'll propose a range for our presidency right now. Our president should be nothing less, it should be nothing younger than 50. It should not be older than 60. We have a young president, so you have time, over the years, you have time to actually work. You have an 80-year-old president, and I mean, come on, man.
My brother, you said it all. We need somebody with that energy, like a young man that I see in Africa that a lot of people following. And this, what brings me to say this is Traore from Burkina Faso, 35 years old, visionary. See the way the young man can buy clothes in his military uniform every day. He ride the less expensive vehicle, military vehicle. While we get 80-year-old man in Liberia ride $100,000 bulletproof car. Oh God, this is where it is. We can't say anything. So we know our society. We can cause all the noise. We're not as bad as it is other people are, but then we ride $100,000 bulletproof car. So look at the new speaker car that he got. There's no medicine GFK, for Christ's sake. My brother, Rachel Heritage that you talk about, we know all of these guys had their little, what are that Jaguar? You see the flare, the county they represent, the flare on it. Those low cars moving about, well respected, no woo behind them. But now, even the pimping drivers in Liberia, they get serene that they're going somewhere, people got to declare, what the country, what are we heading to? No here, no tea. Police director coming, the same thing. The representative going to office, all of them taking tail lane. That was never before. That's the rule of law we're talking about. So what kind of country is this Liberia?
I'll tell you, I will just share a story with you and the audience. Look, my wife came to this country. She was 11 years old, 10, 11 years old. Her father was a political activist in Kenya, and during those days in the 80s, the Red Cross was very strong. I mean, you say Red Cross was strong. Red Cross were there in the mediating, so, and they brought them to Sweden. And I know growing up here, seeing from a very liberal society, there's no sirens when the police and ambulance and probably the fire, fire service, the fire service and the ambulance. I was serene, so I took her to Liberia, a couple of years ago, and there was serene everywhere. So she was so pissed. Like, so what happened to ordinary people? Everybody go with serene. Ordinary people, so sometimes people get there and they don't understand. What are the series about? What's everybody having of those immunities? Just because of certain government position, you leave the position, you become you don't have those 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 immunities anyway, the privileges anymore. So I think it's a hard thing to talk about, but it is what it is in Liberia, and we hope that our country will change. We are more about flamboyance in Liberia. People are very flamboyant. We are status driven. You have to be somebody with big name before you feel a contender in Liberia or happy associated. So yeah, with that title. So we hope that over the years, we will learn. We will need to go back to our constitution. We need a lot of reform. We need a national conversation on the way of life, how we live as a people, and governance structure. In the UK, I've been to England so many times. It's like you see the police and the ambulance, even the American from Downing Street, number 10. He has only his security, and yeah. But it is what it is.
And friends say, right? Could you imagine the former Prime Minister of the UK, Boris Johnson? He was city mayor of London, right? We get 10 million people live in London here. This guy had no security. As city mayor, he back cycle to work. So because he was cycling to work, he introduced a thing they call the Boris bag. So they lay out street for bikers. It's almost like you go hauling. You have all of these people that don't want to get on the bus or the tram. They cycle. This guy was cycling. Even the former Dutch Prime Minister who just stepped down 2 months ago, this guy, Prime Minister, no security in cycle. But then in Liberia, that we can all say that together in Kesawa, we get our president right, $100,000 bulletproof, and behind that bulletproof car, they get two, the two of it, so you don't know which one he in. It's just insane. Think on it, it's just insane. And you see the convoy, then you find out the case now in school. You on the other side, hospital don't have paracetamol. It's just an embarrassing situation for a small country like that. Look, I grew up during the Tower era. I saw Tower and I saw Doe. When the PRC came to office, the cars they were using, the Honda Civic.
Yeah, Honda Civic.
Yeah, Honda Civic was very economical. All of them, Honda Civic. But now, where we have technology have advanced, we have people with more knowledge now. They're running for the $5,000 car.
No, bro, that PRC thing was a charade, was a scam. They came just to fool Liberian people that they were here. They were simple, man. But they were beneath them. They were stealing. After what happened after that, after the animal farm scenario, yeah, they start riding flashy cars, BB cars. Yeah, but anyway, that was a cool show. I think we have exhausted the time, and
Yeah.
It's
And,
good having
before we
our
go,
people.
Francis, something caught my attention here. Quickly, we can spend 5 minutes on this. This is LTA, telecommunication, their action on data cut. Our people in Liberia cannot afford $1 a day. They've been struggling to make their little call for using data to call people on the internet to have a conversation. Because if you dial from your phone direct, you only entitled to 45 minutes. So what on earth will this most experienced government come to power to do the kind of thing to our people? What's going on in Liberia? Now people are complaining. So even the press secretary have to weigh in, say it can be happening to our people. We experience the honor George Weah. What's wrong with these new people? What's going on in Liberia, my brother? Talk to me.
Look, the thing is clear and simple, my brother. This is an opportunity for people to come and grab money and go. So the first if the first year and 2 years to come and grab money and go, then I think that's a wrong approach, because the LTA, I think what they did to the what you call it, companies in Liberia, Cellcom and Lone Star and a lot of providers, I think they added some charges, or they took them to do something. And so based on that, the people harmonized they harmonized their meanings. So the meanings were harmonized based upon the action of the LTA.
The people are crying this Christmas, say, but what's going on? We can't call our cousins, our sisters in America to say our Christmas, because the moment you put your dollar, you bop your eye, the thing gone. So people say, but what's happening? I mean, LTA, come on, man, for Christ's sake, don't suffer our people more. How the people suffer for the past 6 years, they come and suffer on their late data again. Anyway, brother.
But the thing, look, data. The thing is that let's talk so, bro. Look, at the pace we're going, Liberia will never improve, because we are so sentimental on everything, especially policies and issues, and government. Government comes with some framework as to generate more money, generate some revenue. It becomes sentimental. People, put too much compassion on this economy. I mean, the world we live in. I mean, it's getting more expensive than ever before. My gym, I was paying I'm paying us $50 my gym, and they sent me a message that I'll be paying $70. The other $20 on the they added the $10 on it. They said because they did that, they did in the gym, added $10 on it. So what I'm saying I'm saying in nutshell, we need to put sentiments out of most of our business decisions that will make governmental decisions, because every time we listen to the people crying, oh no. But it's simple, go and spend $20, $50 right night, right on beer table. These people go and complain. So if LTA is charging these what you call it, or probably charging extra costs, or maybe tariffs on these companies, providers, what you call them. Yeah, it will have a trickle-down effect on our people, but our people should be able to be resilient. They should be able to pay a step up. We sent everything is sensationalized. It's sentimental in Liberia.
So Francis, the thing here, you said something about your gym costs have gone up, and you're working, you can afford that. But then on the other side, unemployment is so high, and those who can go spend money on a beer table, that the one in that get the big cars, they just go brag and they flash. So you see this the comparison. So why they can have some sympathy on our people? If a LTA gone this far to put tariff on these people, and they know that the layman will suffer, and this is why the people now complaining. Say, hey, God, they buy data. They call it. They get it. The $50 liberty data, and that $50 liberty data it lasts like for a minute. So when you hustle, you get a little $50 liberty. Where you sort of buy color, you buy your data. You want to call somebody quick, but now that $50 they have put tariff on it, so you can't even call anyone anymore. So people are not getting so frustrated and angry. Say, what's wrong with these people? So this is
I understand, but the guy says you go sit down, buy a loan style. I think the system is in the morning. Orange. I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, soon as I got the winner there, I'm using that loudspeaker, my man. Buy your soon, a Lone Star Orange, buy
Orange data, Lone Star data, buy your data. Look, this is now people are they look at $50. Hey, if I spend my $50 on buying data, you can't even talk for a few seconds. It cut off.
Wait. Again. Yeah, man, but our man Patiki, he said he thought our GMB was negotiating for free internet. But Elon Musk.
So it reached that stage there because what happened?
That stage.
But these are no. The funny story is we have now realized they said our AR, somebody created our AR and put his guy face. Look, Liberia is an interesting country, man. Look, yeah, man. I hope they sort our people off for this Christmas. LTA. I mean, could have found out their world bag talking to LTA say, beg your man. Our people already suffering about $50 liberty data. You can't do this to the people. Beg you do something. So maybe.
So what does it actually mean? So I mean, if I don't know the details, but I heard if LTA had already levied certain tariffs or certain duties on these internet providers, so are we saying that the LTA should revoke those tariffs because of the internet situation for our people that cannot afford enough data? So where are we headed?
That's the point here. The people are saying, even though Kula for Farm, who's the press secretary, is also talking to LTA, so beg, please don't do this to the people because we are then increased tariff on those people. That's why they cut off that $1 3 days call. And now
I heard that.
So the people were using their data now because if you buy data, you make use of WhatsApp and your little Facebook to reach out to people. But now that $50 liberty, that not even $50 is just a 5 cents. 5 cents that you buy your late data to call somebody for 1 minute. Now they have put tariff on that 5 cents. So in reality, you can either use maybe 3 cents or 2 cents, and that 2 cents, as soon as you call the price say hello, a caller they say hello. You answer, but I spent my $50 liberty gone. They have to run back again. So people are crying.
I mean, during a long time ago, we used to go to telecom to go call. You put I think $50, so that $25, $25, put it, they call America, you put it call in. As soon as you say hello, somebody they got bad at America, they want to answer your call. They be saying hello, your money going. As you know, Jay, get that money, that's small money, my man. You hungry? You send me go call my man America. You send me small thing, man. Say hello. And a long queue behind you, you finish. I know those days are no cell phones, so I'm in the queue. So you pay a $25, or $25 so, or $10 so, like $10 so. Yeah, I mean, I'll pay the money. $15, $20. So you go on queue. I tell you, come on, man. You put your money, chip me, boom, boom. You call your man, hello. The money going, I get out of the queue. God, I'll be if I ain't got money to pay again.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a nice show, man. Thanks to our audience, our viewers, and we hope to see you guys anytime soon. But we come on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 o'clock Central European time. If anything very interesting come on, breaking news, we will come. We will have a show. But then follow us on Facebook, YouTube. And our Instagram page as well.
Yeah.
So Paul, back over to you.
Yeah. Thanks for the show. Thanks to our viewers. Thanks those that call Riverside Pro, and all the callers that made their contribution. Our brother from Belgium as well. Say thanks for calling in the conversation. We really like the interaction. And for what the Americans have done to Liberia, when we take cue from this now and start putting our horse in order than somebody telling us telling us about the root of love. And we're also begging LTA to kindly consider our brother and sister to reduce the tariff on so they can be able to have a very Merry Christmas, to use their $50 liberty to buy data and talk to their brothers and sisters. LTA can't do this to our people. We want to say thanks to all our viewers. Continue to follow us. Kindly share the show. Share it in your chat room. Let other people follow. Our platform is growing. We're 4 years now. We're going to 5 years by January not 5. We'll soon be 5 years. We're heading there. Help to share our show. We want to say thanks and appreciation for being with us all the time. So on the note, friends, you want to say goodbye to our people so we can close out with some nice Liberian song.
Yeah, I just want to say goodbye. I mean, thanks for joining us and my Christmas on y'all.
Definitely. Our Christmas on y'all, the battle line discussion Christmas is on our view, and our Christmas present is kindly share our show and encourage people to like our page as we come on. You'll be notified. On that note, I'll say have a fantastic weekend and enjoy yourself. Don't worry about Mama Liberia, but somebody will bring happiness to us one of these days. So we want to leave you with a beautiful Liberian musician who sang a beautiful song called Eat Your Show. Let me see if I can retrieve this young man. He made a beautiful song that is trending all on the social media today. People loving this young man music. It's called Eat Your Show. Good night, everybody. And then we'll send you with love and joy. Enjoy this Liberian song while you relax, and we'll close up.
R.I.A. DJ Summer.
Can't get back and stand, let me enjoy myself. We not in competition while you getting there. Simple life we living, see and getting there. I'm tired helping people, let me help myself. I now wake up one money and see myself in great. And people be enjoying all the money that I made. So I don't for myself first. And I know about you, I for myself first. Life is too short, so let me enjoy myself. The place I looking hard, let me come to myself. The way we enjoying, I know you're getting there. Even may you vex, and everything is there. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time bro, I tell you in my show.
So I'm money got data, I need and pray. The next thing on my mind, I'm killing me. Fragile the crib, I make all the play. I invest on the skill of me calling. Get my share, get my chance, get my scoby. Get me sabu and I want kubi. I'm in lucky and all the duty of rabbit and you're my mind as QB. I don't lazy no movement in level. Use everything for instrument. But I know say the level and looking at school and get nothing except for instrument. Now I'm balling on go there payment. In my community, I ain't coming. I know bomb money from water, bomb money water, I can give me the bomb money payment. So you're sure that for the whole TV. And show my TV, let's say I win TV. Now where you government, you know TV. Or you say, you get TV. It is your way that you all my people that it is just going wrong. For lying to me and the innocent people that they go ahead to their own phone.
So if you hear a show, allow me my show. If you hear a show, allow me my show. If you hear a show, allow me my show. I want anymore, I tell one you my show, you go.
Yo, allow me to get they show like my show, yeah. So Baba go give my blessing, just take it down with the scope. I eat a bowl, my poo, yeah. They get nothing to show. The high team, I saw in a cover, now they can't on my scope. I know they tired of me, but they can't stop anything. I'm a movement. Every set I said it was 7. They won't know about the second. Play that run, that's 11. Low key or big fan. They won't know how to wear. I tell them I wrote every now with a good pen. So if you hear a show, allow me to my show. Every lance and bass coming straight from the soul. So let me do my own quick. Let me do my own quick. Yeah.
So if you hear a show, allow me my show. If you hear a show, allow me my show. If you hear a show, allow